Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
The largest crowds on December 7, 1941, were at the three stadiums where NFL games were being played. The Giants at the Polo Grounds were playing the Brooklyn Football Dodgers. One of the Giants players, named Jack Loomis, eventually became one of the NFL players who saw duty and died 4 years later in Iwo Jima. The game in Chicago was the biggest NFL game of that day. There was a good crowd for that game.
December the 7th, that's when the Japs attacked at Pearl Harbor. Remember that day we were playing the Chicago Cardinals. And Nagurski was on the team we were playing that day, on our team. And somehow they had us about 14 points. And then this announcement came over the system, you know. They stopped the game and said the Japs had attacked at Pearl Harbor, you know. Everyone just went down, you know, just like being struck by a bomb themselves. And so it took us about a half hour before they got the game going again. And wasn't long till we started making some progress, and Bronko would go 8 or 10 yards, and likely to throw me a pass maybe 10 or 12 yards, and we just sort of got back and we ended up winning the game.
I'll be there.
And I'll never forget that day, because that was a lot of excitement, you know.
The divisional playoff a week later drew more than 40,000 people. But after the Bears beat the Packers, they qualified for the NFL championship game on December 21. By then, the war effort was up and running. There was only about 13,000 people that showed up, the smallest attendance ever of an NFL championship game.
When you got the announcement, I find that fascinating. I mean, you were part of history.
Yeah, well, they stopped the game and made the announcement, and a lot of things go through your mind. I said, well, I guess this is the end of my career and things like that. My wife was in the stands also. I could see her getting excited and all that. I'd have to leave, and we had 2 children, you know. A lot of things you start thinking about. But anyhow, we got through that all right and all that. Then after the season was over, I went into service.
But people left the stadium knowing that something terrible had happened and sensing that nothing was ever going to be quite the same.